Something to buy, da ba da ba, yeah. Da ba da ba ba buy, da ba buy, da buy, da ba ba, yeah. Set the ba da da ba da da. Boy, yeah. Da ba yeah. Sunlight that always stays. Dinner by the waterway. It's that sweet life. Raise your cross. Made some dude crack a smile. He asked if I could stay a while. I'm living that high life. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro. To and fro. Back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feel it when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Shopping the girl, I brought a girl on my Vespa. She said I already told ya, yeah, yeah. I never dated a black guy. I said you're brown yourself. Let me offer help. Come on inside. Where everybody knows your name, everybody knows your name. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro. To and fro, back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feel it when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Somebody sunlight that always stays in by the waterway. It's that sweet life, sweet life, sweet life. I never wanna go home, go home. I'm living in Stockholm, Stockholm. I never wanna go home, go home. Living in Stockholm, Stockholm. I never wanna go home, go home. I'm living in Stockholm, Stockholm. Yeah. Shut up, I got the bed, the bed.
Hello, everybody. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tristan Barrett here, the digital storyteller, and I want to help you. I love helping you. I love doing these live streams. It's been a great week. I am excited partially because it is the end of the week and I can actually kind of focus in on a few other things and relax a little bit, spend some time with the family. But also, I'm really, really excited because today's lesson, I think, is really important. I know it's important for me. I'm still navigating today's topic, but I can say that even if you're navigating, it's important to have the knowledge or have a base understanding of insurance. We are talking about insurance today. We are talking about business insurance. We are talking about life insurance, and we are talking about travel insurance and some of the other products that are available as well. I believe if you're an adult, which most of us are, and you have any sort of assets, whether it's a car, a home, you have children or spouses, you probably know or have a basic idea of what insurance is for. But we are going to go through it and just make sure that everybody's on the same page. But I would like to know how you're doing. Please type in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. Are you happy? You're sad? What's new? What's fresh? Are you excited about what we've been going through for the last couple of days? Have you checked out any of the other classes? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know what's going on. Let me check in the comment section and see what everybody is saying. Bang, there we go. All right, I see my man Joseph. How you doing? Thank you for joining us again. We're just going to wait for about 2 minutes more. Well, maybe not 2 minutes, about a minute more, just to see if anybody else wants to jump in. I'm actually going to just jump onto YouTube really quickly, or not YouTube, onto Facebook, and just invite people on Facebook to join us as well. All right, let me just fix up my... Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Tristan Barracks here, the Digital Storyteller, and I am super excited to invite you for my final class of the Business Basics for Creatives course. We've been doing this all week long. We spoke about several different things. Check out my YouTube channel for all of the last 4 classes that we did, starting on Monday, going through to Thursday, and concluding today. Today, we're actually going to be speaking about insurance, business insurance, travel insurance, and life insurance. What's the differences, why we need them, and what's the investment, at least base investment for that. So if you are interested, join us now. We're starting right now. It is 5:06, and we start at 5 o'clock, 5:06 Eastern Standard Time, PM. I would love for you to join the conversation, and we can jump into all of the elements of having business insurance. I'm going to have the full slideshow presentation. You can take notes, or you can get the notes from me. All right. Until then, if you want to join us, go to youtube.com/Tristan Barracks. That's youtube.com/Tristan Barracks. Talk to you later. Peace. All right. So let's get going. Let's jump into this now. I'm really, really excited. Let me go to my full screen mode here. Perfect. I have like Facebook up. Let me just put Facebook down there. Perfect. And we'll jump right into the presentation. So, insurance, business insurance, travel insurance, and life insurance. First question I want to throw out there is, what do you know about any of these, business, life, or travel? Do you know anything about business insurance? Are you familiar with the terminology? Do you own business insurance? How much does it cost you? All of those things. What do you know about insurance? And you can just type in the chat. Hey, what's up? Just type in the chat. This is what I know about insurance. I know that it's important. I know that I pay too much money for it. I know that I never use it. Tell me whatever you want to know about, or what you know, I should say, about business insurance. That's really, really key here, because I want to know kind of everybody's level and where you guys are at with that. I'll give you a few more seconds to type in something. Business insurance. All right, cool. We'll keep on going. So the reason why I felt it was really important to speak about business insurance was very, very simple. It was because what I found out in speaking with a lot of creatives was they didn't see the need of purchasing or even investing in business insurance. And that was a scary thought. And the reason why it was a scary thought was because it reminded me of myself and when I was starting. When I started out, I didn't really understand the importance of business insurance. I didn't understand why I needed to spend money on a bank, on a business bank account, or spend $100 a month on insurance to cover my business if an emergency came up. And now, after having business insurance for now 3 or 4 years, I am so glad that I have it. I haven't had to use it yet, knock on wood, knock on something. But what I can say is that it is, it's a life jacket. It's a life jacket in the waters, the deep, deep waters of business. And it's really important for creative professionals to understand the importance of that. So that's kind of what I would say about that. Hey guys, if you're joining us or if you're seeing us on Instagram, or seeing this on your Instagram feed, I would like to join you or invite you to join us on youtube.com/Tristan Barracks. That's youtube.com/Tristan Barracks for the full presentation. So check it out there and learn something new. All right. So let me see the comments that you have. Only familiar with home and car insurance. Great. I'm glad you said that, Joseph. Home and car insurance or auto insurance is really a typical way that we use insurance, and it's a typical way that people usually interact with insurance. And it's the same principle. It just there's different applications depending on what area of insurance or what kind of insurance you're getting, right? So let's do a quick overview, like always, about what we're actually going to be talking about. So first, we're going to talk about what is insurance. So just kind of breaking down the basic idea of insurance. Why we have business insurance, how business insurance works, how travel insurance works, and how life insurance works. Now, the reason why I kind of blocked together also how the pricing of it as well. But the reason why I thought it was important for us to look at travel, business, and life insurance is because if you're running a business, you definitely need business insurance. That's for sure, to cover your business. But then you also need travel insurance for when you're traveling for business or even for pleasure. But a lot of times we equate it only to pleasure, and we don't think about if we get clients in the West Indies or in the States or in Europe, we're going to need travel insurance, especially now with things like COVID-19 and other pandemics. Now, again, things have really changed and escalated in terms of the importance of having travel insurance. But even more so now, if you're traveling for business, where you're not really asking to travel, but you may need to travel because of the necessity for you to physically be somewhere to provide services or product for a client, then you can see the importance of travel insurance. And then life insurance, unless you're working for a company that provides you a level of stability and insurance, life insurance through the benefits plan that you have with them, then life insurance is something that everybody should look at. And even beyond that, I have a lot of friends who sell insurance that say to me, they say, Tristan, it doesn't matter if your employer provides you with life insurance. A lot of times it's very low or insufficient amounts of coverage in terms of being able to cover things like paying off your mortgage or taking care of your loved ones or taking care of your funeral arrangements, all of those things. So it's really important for us to understand the importance of life insurance, where we can get life insurance, what it covers, the cost or the general cost of it. All of those things are really, really important, not only just if we're self-employed, but being employed, being alive in general is really important, especially if you have assets, you have dependents like children, etc., etc. And then we're going to go into Q&A. And the Q&A is going to be a little bit more extended because we are going to be talking not just about today's topic, but we're also going to be talking about the whole week and any questions you have throughout the week. All right, so what is insurance? And by the way, guys, sorry I have the same pictures from yesterday, but hey, listen, it's all good. I really want to focus on the content today. So insurance is an arrangement between your business and a company where they provide a guarantee of compensation for specific or specified losses, damage, illness, death, in return for premiums and payments. So essentially, so you are the business, you pay the insurance company X amount of money, right? A set amount of money to cover you in the unforeseen circumstance that you get sick, that you have any damages to your business or to your equipment or to yourself, or you incur any sort of, extended damages like death, which is not really damages. It's just something that's inevitable, but if death comes to you in an early capacity. So that's what insurance is, right? Insurance covers all of those sort of areas of things. So whether it's health, insurance, life insurance, travel, and business. Now, what are the different types of business insurance, right? Or the different types of insurance, I should say, just so that we kind of go through it. We got auto or car insurance. We have home insurance, right? So auto insurance can cover just the person that you get into an accident with, or it can cover the person as well as yourself, right? So it can cover a whole litany of different things, right? Car insurance can also help you out with rehab and those things as well. There's home insurance. Home insurance covers anything that happens to your home. Really, it's not anything, but specific things that are beyond your control, whether it's fire, whether it's flood, whether it is burglary, whether it's a builder's malfunctioning or whatever, like in terms of the electricity in the house, whatever it is. Depending on the policy, it will cover a certain amount or a base amount to be able to allow you to purchase a new house if you can't move back into your house, or make purchases or payments towards building back your house to where it was or beyond. We have health insurance. So most of us know this as benefits. So if you have an employer, or if you're working for an employer as a creative professional that provides you with benefits, that's great. If you are a creative entrepreneur, you may not have the benefit of that. If you're a entrepreneur that's a freelancer that is contracted, you may not have benefits. So you may need to look at things like purchasing, going with Red Cross or Blue Shield or whatever else. I think it's Blue Shield. I don't know if it's Red Cross, but you know what I mean. Going with a third party healthcare or health insurance provider that will cover you in the unforeseen or unfortunate circumstance that you may get ill, or you may go under the weather, or what if you contracted COVID-19? You need benefits. You need a way to be able to still sustain yourself, to get yourself, recoup yourself to a place where you can now be healthy and provide for your family. Employment insurance. So we know this as EI. A lot of people are applying for employment insurance because they've gotten laid off. As business owners, right? As entrepreneurs and creative entrepreneurs, we don't get to tap into EI. Now somebody says, well, but Tristan, I've paid into EI for years and now I'm an entrepreneur, and if things go bad, I don't get the opportunity to use EI. Exactly. That's what happened to me actually 5 years ago. I'll tell you a story. I was working for the Peel District School Board. It was a great job. It was a contract, which meant that it was for a set period of time. So it was for a year. That year was up. And then I was able to apply for the permanent position. I didn't get that permanent position. They went with somebody else externally. And what happened in that moment was I was like, oh man, like I don't have a job. How do I pay for the new house that I put down on? How do I pay for the new car that we just got? And I applied for EI, employment insurance. What happened was, because I decided to take the step to start my own business, I was ineligible because I wasn't looking for employment from somebody else. I was employing myself. Therefore, I no longer could apply for all of the years of investment and money of EI that I invested into the EI system. So that's something to keep in mind. If you are going to become self-employed, there's a different mechanism for self-employed individuals that allow you to get some form of employment insurance when needed. But it's not the same process as EI, the traditional form of EI. So something to remember. Are you guys getting something? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. Give me a wave. Give me a yes if you're getting something right now, okay? And by the way, if you joined us and you didn't type in something in the chat, please type in where you're from, where you're watching from, and what are the questions that you may have. There's also travel insurance. So travel insurance, we'll go into a little bit more, but travel insurance covers you when you're outside of Canada, which is really important because we have a universal healthcare in Canada, right? We have a one system or single payer system form of healthcare that's different from the United States, that's different from a lot of places in the world. And it's really important to have travel insurance because that will allow you to have extended care in the unforeseen situation or circumstance where you cannot get back to Canada and you need health care in a different place. Okay. And we have life insurance. So life insurance is for the unforeseen situation where you die, you perish, something happens to you, you get ill or sick, God forbid that happens. your family, your spouse, your debts, all of those things are taken care of. And business insurance, which is what we're going to be talking about for the most part. So we're going to jump into why we need to have business insurance. What's the point of having business insurance? Type inside the chat why you think business insurance is important. Let me know why you personally think that business insurance is something that you should think of as a business owner. And I'm going to jump on to Instagram and get some people on here as well and get them going on here. So type into the chat. Let me know why you think business insurance is important. Hey guys, if you're listening to me or watching me on Instagram, I'm just jumping on really quickly to invite you over to my live stream on youtube.com/Tristan Barracks. That's youtube.com/Tristan Barracks, where we're talking about business insurance for creatives, why we need it, why we need travel insurance as creative entrepreneurs, why we need life insurance as business as creative entrepreneurs, all of those things. So jump on to youtube.com/Tristan Barracks. But I also want to ask you the question: why do you think it's important to have business insurance? Do you have business insurance as a creative entrepreneur? Why, if yes, why did you get it? If no, why haven't you purchased it? I want to know all those sort of things. I'd love to have a conversation with you. But if you want to see the full presentation and the full slideshow, jump over to youtube.com/Tristan Barracks. Peace. So, did you come up with any suggestions on why we need business insurance? Let me know. Let me know. I'm going to move forward here. So, one of the reasons why we need business insurance. Okay, perfect. Let me just jump over here. Okay, we got some things here. Let me jump over to here. I'm gonna actually move. Let me exit the presentation so I can actually talk to you guys a little bit easier here. All right, so let's see what Cree's saying here. Perfect. So to relieve the liability of a client, or if a client is hurt during services, that's good. So Cree, beauty and hairdresser, what the point she's trying to make is, it's not good enough for you to just kind of promise that the person won't get hurt, the client won't get hurt. You need to have some level of coverage just in case, you know, your client or your employee gets hurt. And it's really important for service-based businesses like hairdressers, because, you know, maybe you're putting somebody's weave in and you tear out a part of their hair. Maybe you're using a curling iron or flat iron and you burn a part of their skin. They can sue you, right? You need to have a backup plan. You need to make sure that you have coverage there. Let's see what else others are saying. So Joseph says to cover any resources you have if something out of your control should happen to them. Okay, so essentially like a COVID situation, you know, nobody saw this. This is like an act of God. This is something that's beyond our control, and we need to have some sort of netting or some sort of form or way to be able to catch ourselves just in case something happens like this, where all business pretty much stops, right? We can't do our normal day-to-day things. So what's our backup plan, right? Maybe you have an emergency fund, but if you didn't have an emergency fund and maybe you fell ill by COVID-19, if you had health insurance or you had business insurance, there are clauses inside that will help you through this tough time to pay your bills, to be able to pay your employees, things of that nature. Let's see what Andrew's saying. Because if you don't have insurance for your employment or for your equipment and something happens, you won't be able to replace them, so your business is not interrupted. This is such a key point. Thank you for that point, Andrew. A lot of people don't understand that, like, you can't just have one camera, right? If you're a photographer and you're shooting a wedding, or you're shooting, you know, a big marketing campaign, and that camera conks out on you, and you don't have any emergency fund, and you don't have any way, any space on your credit card because you maxed out your credit card, how are you going to complete that task? How are you going to complete that work? How are you going to complete the upcoming work that's coming, maybe for 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, right? Even if you have a warranty with, you know, your Sony camera, your Canon camera, your Fuji camera, you have to mail that into that brand or that company. They have to take time, maybe weeks and weeks, of time to be able to fix your camera. Well, while that's happening, you still have to run your business. So that's a great point. If you have business insurance, there is a component in business insurance and good business insurance that will afford you the ability to replace your equipment if it was lost, stolen, or damaged. So that's really good. I love those things. Let's jump back into our presentation here. So again, first of all, the reason why we need business insurance, it's the law, right? You should have business insurance, specifically if you have employees or if you are hiring somebody to do specific services or work for you underneath the brand of your business. You should have insurance. You need to have insurance to protect them, if not yourself, to at least protect those that you are employing. You could get sued, right? Clients are nice until they're not nice, right? Employees are nice until they get hurt, or maybe something happens and they say you sexually assaulted them, or you made advances or whatever else, and they can sue you and you can be liable. You need to have coverage for that. They could get injured on the job. You need to have coverage for that. It keeps your business up and running. What do we mean by that? That means that if there's an interruption, if you get sick, if your computer gets damaged, if your business building gets flooded, you still can run your business because you have liquidity of assets coming from the insurance company, coming from the policy that you have. Makes you look credible. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If you don't have business insurance, I don't really want you to come into my house doing renovations. I don't really want you to, fix my car if you don't have insurance. I don't want you to necessarily be shooting my wedding or filming a commercial for me, because chances are if you get injured or if something goes awry, then you have no netting. You have no way to be able to cover yourself or cover those connected to the project or to the service. Protects your employees. We spoke about that in terms of it's the law. It protects your employees. It makes sure that your employees are covered if anything happens to them, if they get robbed, if they get injured on the job, or they get into a situation where it's a dangerous situation and they might get injured there. All right. Covers any acts of God or some acts of God. So God forbid something happens and a deer hits you while you're driving your car and on your way to another business engagement. It covers those sort of things. It covers, if a tree out of nowhere slams down into the front of your business. If somebody, comes in and robs you, that's not necessarily an act of God, but that's beyond your control, right? So things that are beyond your control. Guards human assets. So again, if you have a storefront, if you work from home like myself or others, we have assets that we've invested into our business, and it protects those assets. Even if you have car insurance or business insurance on your vehicle, if there's anything inside that vehicle, if that vehicle gets stolen, if the contents of the vehicle get stolen, that can be covered as well. Helps to attract and retain employees. If employees know that you're above board and you're running your business at a level, it's attractive to them because it provides them with a level of security and stability. So that's always good. Contracts may require it. So this is something that's really, really important. So I have several businesses. So I have a photo booth business or 360 booth business. I have a digital storytelling business. And then I also have a wedding cinematography and photography storytelling business. For the wedding, which is really an event service provider business, there has been several times that venues, so reception halls or even churches, required me to have business insurance, or else I wouldn't be able to provide the services for my clients. So it will restrict you. If you don't have business insurance, you will be restricted based upon the fact that you have coverage or you don't have coverage to be able to do, bigger, larger, and more invested projects. So that's something to keep in mind. It's not just, a big giant black hole of money that you're throwing, or black hole that you throw money into every month. There are reasons and there are purposes behind it. So really keep that in mind. And because you cannot predict the future, we don't know what the future is. 4 months ago, 8 months ago, we didn't know about COVID-19. Now we know about it. And now guess what? No, no policy is covering it. But because you and I can't predict the future, it's really important that we have something that will at least help us and guide us and protect us and build a level of hedge around our business and our person that will provide us with a level of protection. Okay? Who's getting anything? Say yes. Say what's up. Say hey. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know what's going on. And make sure that you like and share this on your feed. It really, really helps with the algorithm of YouTube if you like the video. So don't ever forget to like it. Make sure you like and also share it on your Facebook page, share it on your LinkedIn, all that sort of stuff. So how business insurance works. So business insurance is a contract between the insurance company and the business. In the event of a covered loss, the insurance company pays for the financial losses the business incurs up to a limit of the policy after deductible. So that's really important. I want to put in the deductible part. So essentially what this little blurb is saying is that the business and the insurance company have an agreement. The insurance company will cover up to a certain extent for an unforeseen situation that may occur in the business. A flood, a fire, a death, a robbery, an act of God, anything like that, right? Equipment loss or equipment being stolen or damaged, et cetera, et cetera. It will provide a certain level of coverage based upon the limit of the policy. So maybe you have a policy that covers up to $70,000 worth of your equipment, right? So if your equipment gets lost, stolen, or damaged, it will give you coverage up to $70,000. Now that is aside from the deductible. What's the deductible? I'm speaking really fast here. The deductible is the amount of money you have to pay up front to pay into your policy. So, I mean, each policy is a little bit different. For you guys, for those that have cars, if you get into any sort of accident, then usually the deductible is $200 or $500 or whatever else. For business insurance, it might be $1,000, it might be $1,500, it might be $300. It depends on the policy and the volume by which you're reporting or you're needing to draw from your insurance plan. Make sense? How travel insurance works. So travel insurance is a plan you purchase that protects you from certain financial risks and losses that can occur while traveling. These losses can be minor, like a delayed suitcase, or it can be significant, like last-minute trip cancellations or a medical emergency overseas. So let me see what Andrew's saying here before I get going. I see that there's a comment here. Let me just jump into the comment section really, really fast, quick. Let me see here. Andrew, CA3, so Canadian $3 from Andrew James. Oh, there we go. Peer chapter purchasing the air with first and bump written on. Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate that. I really appreciate the donation, Andrew James. Appreciate that a lot. And you can, if you're liking this and you're getting value out of it, you can definitely donate. I really do appreciate any donations because I really want to make this feasible for everybody. I don't really want to be charging people thousands of dollars for courses like this because it's really important for everybody to have this knowledge. So at any point in time, if you feel led to be able to invest or tip or whatever else, that's cool. I really appreciate it. That's all about that's all in the super chat. So yeah. All right, so let's go back to travel insurance. So travel insurance, again, when we're talking about travel insurance, we really want to make sure, and let me just take off who's on here right now. I'm seeing, there we go. So one of the things that we want to make sure when we're thinking about travel insurance is the purpose of travel insurance. So again, if you are going across Canada, you may not need travel insurance, right? Because again, we do have universal healthcare in Canada. But if you're traveling to a different province outside of your native province, there may be differences in terms of how they cover you and what is covered. So you may want to look into, lower or basic travel insurance, or you may not feel like you need that much of travel insurance for traveling in Canada, because the basic coverage for the province that you're traveling to is adequate. So it really is up to you. But I think it's really important to do that research. If you're traveling outside of Canada, I stress to you, I encourage you to get travel insurance. It's very important. Even if you're traveling to, the United States, that's really where you really would need it, because they have a tiered, kind of pay as you go, right? Plan. So if you are not covered by anything, it could cost you tens of thousands of dollars just to get simple things done, just to get prescriptions and things of that nature. So that's something to keep in mind. And lastly, how life insurance works. So life insurance is a contract between you and the life insurance company. You agree to pay for the policy on a regular basis, and the insurer agrees to pay a sum of money to your benefactors if you die. Okay, so there are different types of life insurance. I'm not going to go into all the different types, but the basic idea of life insurance is that you have the insurer and you have yourself. You say to the insurer, I would like to be covered in the unfortunate circumstance that I may pass away, because I have kids, I have a wife, I have a partner, I have assets, and I want to make sure that those are protected. Or I may have debts, and I want to make sure that those are taken care of and they're not causing stress upon my family members and those that I love and care for. The insurer says, okay, this is, they ask you a set of questions, and then based upon those answers, then you have to pay a certain level of premium based upon the coverage that you need, right? It goes into, how old you are, any sort of preconceived or pre-known conditions. I didn't say that correctly, but any conditions that you already had that you told them about. So if you had cancer before, if if you're diabetic, all of those things go into, if you have sickle cell, they go into the policy plan, and the insurer may not cover you for that. Chances are they're not going to cover you for that, but they'll cover you for other things that may happen to you. So that's something to keep in mind. What's the cost? What's the cost of insurance, right? When we're thinking about insurance and we're thinking about all of these different policies and these different tiers of insurance, what's the cost, Tristan? Well, that's hard to say. It's not just about the cost, right? The cost really varies depending on the information that you provide to the insurance company. And let me just put in this side note. It's very important to tell the truth. You have to tell the truth when you are speaking to your insurance provider. The reason being is because they are giving you a policy and providing you with premiums based upon the information that you give to them. So if you're not truthful, let's say you have a pre-existing condition and you don't tell them, or let's say you are running your business unlawfully, or you have a business that's in a certain part of town, and you don't want to use that address, you want to use your parents' address because you'll get a better rate or whatever else. All of those things can disqualify you from the insurer providing you with insurance. So for instance, if you get robbed and you say, oh, the robbery happened here because my building was really actually in Jane and Finch or in Chithaway or whatever else, right? No disrespect to those areas, but those are a little bit more higher risk areas, right? Then you go to your insurer and your insurer says, but you said you lived in Cambridge or you lived in Shelburne. We're not going to insure you because you didn't tell us the truth. So it's really important to tell the truth. So what I'm going to talk about are some of the elements that will affect the cost of your insurance. I can't predict what the cost of insurance is because that won't be, I'm not going to tell you the truth. Like, that won't be the truth. Every person's insurance is a little bit different depending on where you live and the conditions by which you're asking for the insurance. And also who is insuring you, right? So the first thing that you want to think about is, do you operate in a high risk industry, right? Do you operate in mining? Do you operate in the healthcare system? Do you operate in extreme stunts? Well, if it's high risk, it's going to require a higher level of coverage because there's a higher level of risk and risk of death or injury within that industry. What kind of goods or services do you sell? Are you selling tobacco? Are you selling gold? Are you selling, expensive equipment? Are you selling pharmaceuticals? Are you selling just a service, right? Is the service, again, high risk, right? So all of those things are things that go into that. And depending on what you're doing will determine how much you pay. What is the total value of the property that you own? If you own multiple properties, you're going to be spending more in premiums because you have more assets to cover. How much revenue did you earn last year? If you are just starting out your business, you probably don't need millions of dollars of coverage. You may just need, hundreds of thousands or maybe $1 million cap, right? You don't need like $20 million to cover your business because you're not making even close to that, right? So that's something to think about. How much revenue do you expect to earn next year? That's something that's really important as well, right? Because that will go into how much coverage you need. How many employees do you have, right? If you have one employee yourself as a creative professional or creative entrepreneur, then you may not need a lot of coverage. But if you're an agency or a studio, and you have 10, 15, 20 employees, you need more coverage for that. How much experience do you have in running and operating in your industry? The less experience you have, the more likely you're going to make mistakes, the more likely that those mistakes are going to be costly, and not just costly to you, but costly to your insurer. So then they're going to charge you more because you're higher risk. It's just like when you start driving for the first time, you are higher risk because you're a higher risk because you haven't been driving for a long time. So you're at higher risk to make mistakes and get into car accidents. Therefore, your premiums are going to be higher. So it's the same sort of principle. Have you had insurance claims in the past? Have you had insurance in the past? If you had insurance and you lost your business insurance, then that's a red flag for your new insurer. So they have to now put that in mind. Have you pulled or asked for insurance claims or put in insurance claims in the past 2, 5, 8, 10 years, right? That's going to also affect your premiums, just like it would if you were, asking for doing that as for your auto insurance or for your life insurance, etc., etc. So that's it for today. We actually made it right on time. We have 15 minutes to go through any questions that you have. I would love to know what your questions are. I'd love to know your comments. Did you get anything from this? Is this something that was this good for you? Did you learn anything? If you did learn anything, please let me know what you learned, because I would love to know what you learned and how you're going to apply it. Do you have business insurance? Do you want some suggestions on business insurance? What are the questions that you have today? And I'm going to jump onto LinkedIn as well, or Instagram, and I'm going to ask the same question here too. Hey guys, what's up everybody on Instagram? I hope that you're having a beautiful day. This is Tristan Barracks, the digital storyteller, and I just finished my last and final class for the business basics for entrepreneurs, or not entrepreneurs, but creative entrepreneurs specifically. So if you have any questions about being a creative entrepreneur, please ask me now. I have about 15 to 20 minutes left. Let me just, I need to actually charge my computer before it totally dies on me. There we go. If you have any questions, hey, what's up? If you have any questions in terms of being a creative entrepreneur, I would love to know about it, because again, I think it's really important for us all as creative entrepreneurs to not just be great at being creatives, but being great at the entrepreneurial side of things as well. So if you do have questions, let me know. Jump on to youtube.com/Tristan Barracks. I'd love to hear your questions, whether it's about business insurance, life insurance, travel insurance, if it's about registering your business, the differences between sole proprietorship, partnership, and incorporation. Any of those things. We also spoke about contracts, calendar, contracts, invoices, and apps. And yesterday we spoke about, what did we speak about yesterday? I forgot what we spoke about, but we spoke about tons of things. You can check all of those things out. All right. Jump on to youtube.com/Tristan Barracks. Peace. All right. Let's see the questions that are here. All right. Let's jump on to here. Yes. Suggestions for business insurance are welcome. So suggestions for business insurance. So who am I with? I don't know exactly who I'm with, but I can give you the business brokerage that I use. The business insurance that I have is pretty good. It covers, I believe, up to $2 million. It's a $2 million plan, and it covers up to about $70,000 worth of equipment. So that's really good as well. The reason why I like the plan is that it's affordable. It's only about $80 a month, and it gives me coverage, for lost, stolen, damaged equipment. If anybody gets injured that I hire, if I get sued because of unforeseen situation, anything like that, all of those sort of things, it gives me that sort of coverage. So what I'll do is if you DM me on Instagram at Tristan Barracks, or you email me at Tristan at TristanBarracks.com, Tristan at TristanBarracks.com. That's my email address. Just write in the title header, I need suggestion for business insurance. Then I'll send that information to you right away. Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? Man, I appreciate you guys so much. I thank you guys for this whole week. This week has been nothing but dopeness. It's been amazing. There are a lot of things that are happening. For those of you that don't know, I am going to be doing a set of 3 live streams next week, one on Monday, one on Friday, and one on Saturday of next week with the awesome organization Launchpad. If you don't know what Launchpad is like a creative meeting place for creatives. There is a shared space in there. There are studios. It's a collaborative meeting place for all types of creative professionals. They reached out to me, I reached out to them, and they wanted to do some live stream classes about how to be a business, or how to be a creative business professional. We're also going to be talking about how to tell your story, how to leverage your story, how to communicate your story effectively as a creative and use it to actually gain more clients. We're also going to be talking about the power of making authentic connections. I think all of these topics are really important because they really speak to the different elements, the different tools that you need to be able to master as a creative entrepreneur. Again, I always talk about this. We are creative entrepreneurs, meaning we can't just focus on being dope in the creative aspect. We also need to understand the business aspect of things. And even if you're starting from the very beginning, even if it's something that is just happening for you, right? Like you just started your business, you learned, in this period of sort of like everything slowing down, you want to start your business. That's great. It's okay to not know things. It's not okay to just stay there. It's really important as creative individuals, just like you would push yourself in the creative aspect of things, being better at photography, at cinematography, at graphic design, at all the different creative aspects of being a creative professional. It's really important for us to push ourselves in the business aspect of things, because the business aspect of things is really what's going to sustain us throughout situations like this. The creative side of things is going to get our foot in the door. It's going to get us notoriety. It's going to allow us to build our brand. But what's going to sustain our brand and build the infrastructure and the foundation that we need to be a sustainable, viable business is the professional entrepreneurial side of things. So that's why it's really important to really be on these types of streams, to learn from different entrepreneurs and creatives and professionals, to have a business entrepreneur, to have a business mentor, and several different mentors. So anyways, listen, oh man, thank you so much. Joseph says, appreciate it, man. Thanks for this. I've learned a lot. I appreciate you. I appreciate your patience with me through the technical difficulties and all of those different things. Again, look out for, if you're not following me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram, because I'm going to be telling you about other live stream lessons and courses that I'm going to be doing throughout the next couple months, throughout April and May. We're going to be talking about practical things. I'm going to be showing you my downstairs studio, my home studio, how I set that up, the lighting I use, the cameras I use, the lenses I use, the software I use to edit my photos, my videos, how to be better at audio, how to be better in front of the camera, how to be comfortable in front of the camera, teaching people and showing people different things. All of those things are what we're going to be talking about for the next couple of weeks. So please stay tuned, and thank you again so much. Appreciate you. Again, I'm going to give you guys all of the notes. They're going to be in the description in about an hour time. Until the next time, peace. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Something to buy, da ba da bug, yeah. Da ba da bum ba buy, da bum buy, da ba yeah. Set the potato, da ba da. Boy, yeah. Crack a sight that always stays. Dinner by the waterway. It's that sweet life. Raise your cross. Made some dude crack a smile. He asked if I could stay a while. I'm living that high life. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro. Back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feel it when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Shopping the girl, I brought a girl on my Vespa. She said I already told ya, yeah. I never dated a black guy. I said you're brown yourself. Let me offer help. Come on inside. Where everybody knows your name, everybody knows your name. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories